Hey guys, this is the 16th of September. This is the Elton Road going off the Appalachian Trail. I think they call it Swift Something Run. And I've got a hiker here that I saw a long time ago on his second day of hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Yep.
And you were Peach then? You're still Peach?
Still Peach.
Tell me a little bit about what's been going on, Peach. I know your dad was with you, so give us a kind of a synopsis of what's happened.
So since that second day, my dad was going by 188 and he became Gopher soon thereafter. So Gopher and I were hiking, and we hiked up to the James River from Georgia and got off for about a month for various reasons, and picked back up to catch up with our tramley at Lickdale, Swatara Gap, Pennsylvania, 1184. So we skipped about 400 miles and hiked north to Katahdin. We got to Crawford Notch just before Mount Washington, and Gopher decided that he was finished with his hike. He was satisfied with what he had done. So he went home, and we re-outfitted me with a smaller tent, and I carried on to Maine solo. You know, I made some new trail friends. I didn't really make a new tramley in that last 350 miles. I was doing a lot of solo stealth camping. But Gopher came back up to Millinocket, and we summited together.
Oh,
yeah.
Great, great. I'm glad you said that. And so then he went on back home, and then you came back down.
Right. He went back home, and I came back. I actually went home for a wedding, and then came back up to Lickdale. I guess it'd be 2 weeks ago, 12 days ago about. And I figured I'd be alone, so I was just hiking by myself. But then about 2 days later, I met up with a girl, Lavender, who skipped about the same 400 miles that I did, roughly. And we both had that, you know, Katahdin vision where you see it and you're trying to finish, except she has her finish line in sight, which is only 10 miles from here.
Oh, wow.
And I had mine in sight, and we've just been pushing. I mean, I've done like 300 miles in 12 days.
Wow.
Just trying to go. You know, the Shenandoahs is a good place to pick up the big miles. And Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania, is super flat and easy.
So James River is your complete?
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump in. I know it's against the law, but if there's no police around, I mean...
Well, let me give you a piece of information. When Sherry hiked, they were setting up in the woods with binoculars, and then they would tell the other warden when somebody jumped. But if it's not a weekend, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
And if you'll jump on the other side from where you're going to go across, there's a big rock to come out on, and that's the best place to jump from.
So jump on the south side?
The south side.
Okay.
South side. And if anybody's around there, maybe kind of, if there's a trail angel doing trail magic, ask them if they've seen any.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just wade in and swim around or something. That'd be a bit safer.
Either way. Everything's worked well for you, huh? I mean, none of your gear gave up, or you didn't have to change any gear, or have you?
I got my pack replaced by Osprey because one of the hip belts was coming apart in Vermont, you know, and I actually got that pack at a scratch and dent sale at REI. So it went through 1.5 through hikes before I replaced it.
His shoes are falling apart.
These shoes are 12 days old and falling.
12 days old?
Yeah, I got.
Wow.
I got these before I got back on the trail. They're pretty good, but you know, I've definitely seen way worse shoes than these. This is my third pair of trail runners. I had a pair of boots. I had some Hokas, some Merrells, and then Brooks. I've tried to get like every different kind of shoe just to see if I could find one that really worked, but they all work reasonably well. But yeah, man, nothing's really broken. I did break one of my trekking poles in Connecticut because I stubbed my toe really hard and I just smacked it against a tree because I was mad. And then I did that again after I had only one trekking pole. I kept on stubbing my toe. There's a lot of rocks out here.
Man, I've got so many questions, but I need to say on camera, I believe it's right here behind me. We just come up to this spot, guys, to meet Ms. Man, who we're helping today. We've been talking about Peach for I don't know how long. We talk about him all the time.
We talked about him last week.
We talked about him last week, and he was in touch with Sunshine and Bluegrass. I mean, today I think was even talking on the phone. And when we pulled up there, we have not been here 5 minutes. he walks out, and I said, that's probably a thru-hiker, see if he wants a cold drink. And I didn't even get out the truck. Sherry got out the truck, and I hear her hollering, and it's Peach, it's Peach. And I realized, well, you know, that's what the trail does. It provides. Tell me a little bit about the changes that's gone through you as a person having hiked the Appalachian Trail.
Man, well, I would like to say that I've gotten much skinnier. I don't really think that's true. But I don't know. I think that at the beginning I think on camera we said that we were pretty content to stay in the woods and dodge all the towns. We were like, oh yeah, we don't need to go into towns. We're out here on a 6-month camping trip. That changed pretty much by the time we got to Neal's Gap and we were soaking wet. And we learned that when you go into towns, it's sort of like a big reunion with all the hikers that you've been around in the woods with.
Here comes your Sherry. Why don't you go?
Yeah, there's Lavender.
Here comes the rest of the group, guys, and I know this is gonna get crazy here.
And,
so I'm gonna let them talk over there.
I don't know the other guy, but you know, I think I've come to be a lot more willing to sort of befriend total strangers. And at the beginning, you know, it was just me and Gopher, and I was, you know, making polite conversation with folks, but I never really thought that we would stick together with people for as long as we did, and we had several different tramways, but I don't know, just people talk about the people being the best part of the trail, and you just find that to be true over and over and over.
Would you say this is a life-changing event?
Yes.
Is this the biggest event you've ever done in your life?
I would say so. What do you think of a couple of things you'll take away from this immediately when you get home? I don't know.
It's a lot to comprehend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a giant question. I'm going to start a job in a couple of weeks, and I'm excited about that job, but I think re-entering society and like civilization will be pretty difficult. You know, we have like such a simple lifestyle out here, you know, eat, hike, sleep, and repeat. And you meet all of these completely incredible people, strangers that become your best friends, and as we're getting really close to the end of the trail, people talk about like, you know, I'll probably never see you again. You know?
Is it emotional?
Yeah, it is.
Right now?
Yeah.
Huh?
Seeing you, Jimmy.
Okay. What about?
I believe it's.
What about at Katahdin? How emotional was that? Is that emotional for somebody that has 400 or something miles left? Help me understand that.
Yeah. So, you know, I was hiking with all these folks in the wilderness who were going to Katahdin as their finish line, and
right.
Even though I knew in my mind that I wasn't done when I got up there, I still was caught up in like the excitement and sort of, I don't know, apprehension of getting to the end and then trying to figure out, you know, what's next. It was exciting, but also a bit
anticlimactic.
A bit anticlimactic because I knew that I had 400 miles to go left, and there's a girl over there that had the same experience sort of, and we've been talking about that hiking together, how, you know, we got up to the end and we were sitting on Katahdin and everyone else was like really truly celebrating, and we're just kind of like, we have to go back and do parts of Pennsylvania, and like, you know, we don't end in the beautiful, you know, Baxter State Park. I mean, we're ending close to the Shenandoahs, but I don't know, it's not quite the same, but I don't know, it still felt like a moment of closure getting to the sign, for sure.
Well then, just for somebody looking at this that's thinking about hiking, I want to plant a seed in their head. How much effort would you tell somebody, just because of what's happened to you, how much effort would you say to make sure you don't have to do what you did, or is it not that big of a deal now?
What do you mean?
Well, undoubtedly, if you had it all over to do, you would want to finish your Katahdin, or not?
Oh yeah, yes. So I got off not only for that 400 miles, but I also took off a week in the Smokies. Right. I took off a week in the Whites, and while it's not as hard as everyone tells you it's going to be to come back, it just breaks up your hike in not a good way.
Okay,
I think
that's what I want you to say.
When you leave the trail and you come back, you know, there's still great people around, but you just don't know them. And like your whole family is 150 miles ahead and you're never going to see them. And it's sort of like starting over, even though you've done 1,500 miles or something already. It's if you can stay in the woods for 6 months without stopping, that's definitely the best way to do it. And I wish I had done it, but you know.
Somebody's watching this and they're going to start next year on the same day you started in 2020. Tell them one piece of advice that you absolutely want to make sure you tell them.
Go ultralight.
Go
ultralight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and spend the money.
Yeah, spend the money. God, I don't know.
Weights means more than people realize, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm still carrying 35 pounds,
oh, wow,
which is absurd.
Wow.
You know, I tell myself I've been doing it forever. But, you know, just have fun.
Okay.
Bring enough money.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't think about that, and that affects the hike big time.
Yeah, a lot of people get off with because they run out of money.
Yeah. The transition back, because you've already made a reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already thinking about that transition back into the other side.
Yeah.
How do you think you can handle that best?
I don't know. When I was at the AT Cafe in Millinocket, I saw this book that said re-entering society after a long distance hike, and it was like 60 stories by thru-hikers. I don't know. I think I need some kind of self-help book because it's pretty strange. You know, I have taken off time, and it's sort of like it's like a miniature re-entering of society when you're off the trail for a week, and you just, I don't know, the mindset and like the mentality of like you having been in the woods and everyone else just living their own lives and their lives having continued while you're going on this amazing journey it's pretty difficult to explain that to people that haven't done it before. I don't know. It'll be difficult, but you know, we all have to do it.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I really don't want to end this, but we need to because we've got people down here we need to talk to, and we're going to try to get back with you. But if I tell you we've got 1 more minute we can spend on here, what would you want to say?
If you're thinking about hiking the Appalachian Trail, do it.
Okay.
Do it. It's the best experience of my life, and I'm sure it would be the best experience of yours too.
And you want to say hello to anybody while you're getting close to the end?
Yeah. Gopher, hello. Halo, hello. Sunshine and bluegrass, hello. Legs and oats, hello.
That was the first day.
Oh my God. Webster, God. Just, I mean, man, there's so many people that you meet on the trail. It's just like you can't possibly remember them all.
No.
But goodness gracious.
All right, I told you 1 minute, so we got to go. Listen, God bless every step between here and the James River Bridge. That's your celebration point. Thanks again for stopping, Peach, and it's great to see you.
Thanks, Jimmy.